Hi, I'm John Douglas Rake, the Managing Artistic Director here at Tacoma Musical Playhouse. And we are going to have a conversation about our next production coming up, Annie.
Hi, I'm Harry Turpin. I'm the director choreographer of Annie.
So, Harry, why is this show so special to you?
This show changed my life, really. I had the opportunity to be part of the 30th anniversary tour. And not only was that really exciting, but the tour was being helmed by Martin Charnin, who was the original Broadway director and the lyricist of the show, who's responsible for writing the lyrics to Tomorrow and to all the songs that we know. And he was going to be directing the show. And it was the last production that he got to direct before he passed away. So this show just resonates with me for so many different reasons. I mean, Annie's been such a part of my life for forever, but also a chance to be able to learn from somebody who knows their craft and who knows how to tell stories. And it really set me on the path of wanting to be a director as well. I had choreographed, but Annie, working with Martin and watching him do his job and studying how he approached storytelling, made me say, hey, that's something I'm really interested in, and changed the path of where I was, because I was a performer, as you know, before.
Right.
But after that, I was like, no, what I want to do is I want to put it together and I want to tell the stories and dig into it. So,
Sure.
So it completely changed the way that I approach the theater and my role in that.
Sure. And why is it still pertinent to today? Why is it still a good show that resonates in today's society?
Annie is about optimism, right? And you have this 11-year-old girl who is eternally optimistic, and despite all the things that happen, the hard knock life that so is, losing her parents, being an orphan, she's eternally optimistic. And you see that throughout all of the scenes of the show, as these adults are like, oh, here's this complaint, here's some complaint, and she's like, but what if we look at it from this direction?
Sure.
And Annie, as a musical, I mean, it's been around now for almost 50 years. It shows up at times in our nation's zeitgeist where things are not necessarily settled, and people are looking for a reason to hope. People are looking for some optimism.
Well, when it was first written, it was actually kind of an answer to Nixon's war and the Vietnam War, and trying to instill some hope in that part of society at that time.
Absolutely. And then if you take it even further back, the original comic strip of Little Orphan Annie that it's
Right.
based on was coming out right around the time of the Great Depression, right?
Right.
I mean, we're talking back all the way to 1924 with Hoover and all the presidents and just the things that was happening in our nation. So it's always been a prevalent story to say, hey, you know, hope is not a bad thing. And
Sure.
keep that optimism alive, because things will get better.
Sure.
Right?
What's your favorite part?
Of the show.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. This is, oh, sorry, I'm going to get emotional about it. There's a couple things. One is the trumpet starting the overture every single night. And part of that goes back to my story of being on the road for so long. But
Sure.
every night hearing that trumpet and just knowing we were going to tell this beautiful story. Strangely enough, one of my favorite parts of the show is all of it, but during NYC, when the ensemble finishes and Annie's had this glorious day out, and then Sandy the dog comes running across looking for her because he's looking for his owner and his optimism. It's just one of my favorite parts, and it's so incredibly heartwarming.
Sure.
Beyond that, when Warbucks shares his affection for Annie, when they have their dance, that is just, there's so many things in the show that are just so iconic that really resonate with me.
Sure. And I think that the audience will relate to somebody in the show, no matter what. I mean, it may not be Annie, but it may be Warbucks, or it may be Grace Farrell, or it could be somebody else. It may even be Miss Hannigan that they identify with, because they're all such real characters, yet it's still a cartoon.
Right. Yeah, there's this beautiful sort of cartoony musical theater feel to it, but these are all people with wants and hopes and dreams. And I think that that's a really interesting point, John, is that a lot of people think and dismiss Annie as this really sort of fluffy, cheesy show, but it really has a lot of heart.
Well, it is.
It is cheesy, 100%. It is, but I think that there's a lot of depth in this.
Sure,
story.
there's more. Yeah, and especially the fact that it was created from a cartoon.
Right.
And when he wrote it, he was following the cartoon, and he couldn't find really any storyline in the cartoon that he liked, and so he created his own story.
Mm-hmm.
And but it's so funny that you get these real life feelings from a cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. And I mean the production team who wrote it is just top notch, right? I mean
Right.
it's Charles Strauss, it's Martin, it's Tom Meehan,
Right.
who is just this amazing book writer.
Right.
Like everybody just kind of coalesced and came together to create this show that has had an enduring and lasting quality. I mean, like I said, it's been around for almost 50 years. It's
Right.
crazy.
Exactly. And we'd like you to come to see our version here at Tacoma Musical Playhouse. It opens September 12th and closes October 4th and 5th, and it'll play Fridays and Saturday nights at 7:30, Sundays at 2, and then the last 2 weekends of the show there'll be Saturday matinees at 2 as well. Tickets are going pretty quickly, so you might want to call and make reservations so you don't miss this adorable show. Thank you.